Oh, did you know that he... Oh, no, I bloody didn't know. Hey, guys. Hmm? Hmm? What are you two doing? I leave my place to change, and I'm about ready to do my review, and I notice that you two are standing there giggling. What is so darn funny? I'm sorry, Mr. Multi-Voice Reviewer, but me and Dr. Strange here... Well, tell him. No, I think you should tell him. No, I think you should bloody well tell him. Okay. We looked up on your internet, and we found something that we find very amusing. Oh yes, very, very amusing. Like what? Like some pictures that we found. You like to print out girls you like, and of course posing them wearing your Wizard of Oz hat and carrying your wand. Yeah, I cannot believe you have a thing for Emma Watson, aka Hermione Granger, and also Brie Olsen. Not Brie Olsen, Elizabeth Olsen, aka Scarlet Witch. Tell me you haven't found my personal pictures I created. Oh, and we love humiliate you. Hey everyone, when Multi-Voice Reviewer is all alone, and always, he always fantasizes about Emma Watson and Elizabeth Olsen. Alright, shut up. Just shut up, you two. Not a word of it. Oh, come on. At least we can show you the pictures you made. Absolutely interesting. Oh, by the way, I'm surprised that you like Elizabeth Olsen than Scarlett Johansson. What? I like Elizabeth Olsen better than Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I know everybody always likes Scarlett Johansson because how hot she looks in that skin-tight outfit, but that's not the point. I'm just not that... I'm just not as crazy to Scarlett Johansson. I was more interested in Elizabeth Olsen than I do with Scarlett Johansson. Indeed, you do. And we found these pictures, and I think we're gonna show them to your fans. Don't you dare! Seriously, Emma Watson of Oz? And of course, Scarlet Witch of Oz? And I'm surprised you have a thing for actresses who plays witches. That is something that it would definitely... that would be definitely something for the fans. I agree. Potter! Stranger! Now to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Well, everything is working now, since I'm finally out of the fantasy world and back to science fiction world. And yes, it's true. I always like Emma Watson from Harry Potter, and I also like Elizabeth Olsen from the Avengers. You can just argue with me all you want to. I think that Elizabeth Olsen is a way better actress and way more beautiful, and I like her a lot better than her sisters, the Olsen twins. I wasn't that interested in the Olsen twins. Heck, when I was a kid, I only found them funny and interesting, but as they grew up, I didn't give a crap. Heck, I remember in high school, one of the guys starts asking me what I think about the Olsen twins. I said I'm better off with Paris Hilton and her sister. And of course they laugh on that one. But enough about my obsession to Emma Watson and Elizabeth Olsen. Let's get to the review of today, shall we? So let's talk about the latest Star Trek movie I've watched. Star Trek Beyond. But first, a little recap. You see, if any remembered my last Star Trek video I've done, I did a 50th anniversary special about Star Trek. And I also, for other ideas, if you remembered my Star Trek Saga review, my idea of Star Trek, I even thought up some more characters on my idea of the show, Star Trek Falcon. I thought of an Indian officer who is a science officer. And also I thought that they should have a Q be a member of Starfleet. But he's not a powerful Q like the original Q from the show. He's more like a meta-Q, and he has a soft spot for humanoid life forms. So therefore, he relinquished his static as a Q to become a meta-Q and join Starfleet. Heck, a lot of people used to think I'm like Q. Maybe if I snap my fingers. Imagine that. Man, it's getting a little hot here. This is more better. More comfortable. According to my Doctor Who watch here. Anyway. A little backstory. Besides my Star Trek saga, I also did my video of the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, celebrating the Star Trek franchise by reviewing all the movies. So if any of you never seen it, you should stop this video, go back and watch my my 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and I'll wait right here. Hold my calls. Okay, you're done? Alright, let's get back to the show, shall we? Now, if you remember me saying about all the other shows, it's true. My favorite Star Trek movie is Nemesis. I know what you're thinking. They thought I should like The Wrath of Khan. Khan! I always wanted to do that. But I like Nemesis a lot better. So I like Star Trek Nemesis. Big whoop. Want to fight about it? Want a piece of me? Want a piece of me? Come on! But let's talk about the franchises that J.J. Abrams made. Now, I did mention about them, but I'm going to get a little closer into the story. Now, I love this movie. I love it. I mean, it is really, really good. I like it when, I do enjoy... I mean, there are some shows that I do like, and some movies I do like, where some of the actors starts replacing our characters. But they did pick a pretty good choice of characters. I mean, the actor who plays Spock, I still like Leonard Nimoy, but his performance of Spock is really good. And it's pretty cool that they brought old Spock back. I mean, having Leonard Nimoy playing the old Spock. Simon Pegg did a really good job playing Scotty. I give it all shit, Captain! One thing I do have about Zoe Saldana, the actress who plays Uhura, you know, in most movies I've seen her in, first she was in The Terminal with Tom Hanks, and she played a security officer who's a Trekkie. And then after that, she appeared in this movie. But in most movies I've seen her in, every single movie Zoe Saldana starred in, she's either playing a black girl who's dating white guys. And of course, when she got herself involved in sci-fi, she's also does a good job playing alien characters. Because she was in Avatar as the blue-skinned princess, and was also in Guardians of the Galaxy as Gamora. So that's her thing. Either playing a black girl who dates white guys, or an alien on sci-fi. And they put more of the story into this movie that I kind of respected. And Chris Pine, who played Captain Kirk, I know the secret. I know how he got the part as Captain Kirk. If you go into YouTube, you can find a video of Chris Pine arm wrestles William Shatner himself. And they both arm wrestle each other, and then Chris won. And that's how he got the part. The actor who played Sulu is really good. I like that Australian actor who did a good job playing Dr. McCoy, aka Bones. I mean, he's a really great actor, and I've seen him in Ghost Ship and that Australian movie I really like a lot that he starred in, Price of Milk. I think that's the name of it. Some kind of fantasy movie. And the actor who played Chekhov in this movie, too bad he died. He died in a car accident after the third movie was done. And this Banner actor who plays the bad guy named Nero, he's not like any other villain, you know? He plays this Romulan who just went completely nuts because his home planet was destroyed, and he vowed vengeance against Spock and the Federation because they didn't get themselves involved to save their planet Romulus. And all that is explained in a comic book called Star Trek Countdown, where it involves Captain Picard and Data, and of course hinting that is before who now became Data. That's been explained in the comic. And of course Worf and Spock. So now Nero vowed vengeance and tries to destroy Earth and planet Vulcan, and he did destroy planet Vulcan, and they saved a few Vulcan citizens and try to repopulate in another planet. While at the same time, I don't know why they have Winona Ryder playing Spock's mother, because she still looks young. I mean, she doesn't look much like a mother type. But it is kind of sad that Spock witnessed the death of his mom, and his father telling him that the reason why he married his mother because he really loved her. So that's pretty heartwarming right there. And I kind of scratch my head over this one thing they put in this movie, that Uhura doesn't romance Captain Kirk, she romanced Spock. Now, normally I always thought there should be like a thing going on with Captain Kirk and Uhura, but that's just in the old show. Since Nero went back in time and changed everything, I guess, like the Doctor says, any hiccup you've done in the past changed the future. That's pretty much true. Why can't the Doctor ever showed up on Star Trek? Although I did hear there's a comic book where Doctor Who met Captain Jean-Luc Picard, and it was a crossover comic of Doctor Who meets Star Trek Next Generation. And I would like to spend all my money for that comic, for the graphic novels. All in all, this was a really good movie. Not bad. It pretty much shut all the Star Trek fans who keep saying, this movie should not be made. But leads to the sequel, folks, to Star Trek Into Darkness. In this one, it has a huge conspiracy involved. And of course, you have Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch playing Khan. Now, I know he ain't no Riccardo Montalban, but he did a really good job playing the villainous character. And I know some people are going to gripe that they like Riccardo Montalban, and according to the origin, Khan is supposed to be sort of a Native American-like, so he should be played by a Latino actor or somebody who's really Native American. Or heck, somebody who's really Indian. But to me, I say Benedict Cumberbatch did a good job. And I give him thumbs up for that. And of course, I know a lot of people are saying, this movie, it's like a sequel remake to the original Wrath of Khan. That I would agree, because Captain Kirk sacrificed himself instead of Spock, and Spock yelled out, Khan! I like William Shatner's better. Khan! At least you don't hear Benedict Cumberbatch saying, rich Corinthian leather. Riccardo Montalban joke. Welcome to my fantasy island. Oh well. Anyway. One problem I do have about this movie, that they have this blonde actress here. Now, she's supposed to be playing this blonde character from the Wrath of Khan, and they said that she's a weapon specialist, and she's a daughter of their admiral, who turns out this admiral was a member of Section 31. Now, for those of you who don't know what Section 31 is, Section 31 is a group of Black Ops Starfleet. They do military stuff that is something that the original Federation ain't supposed to be involved in. But sadly, she gets involved and tries to warn Kirk and all that. But all in all, throughout the whole movie, she's nothing more but eye candy. And everybody loves seeing her in a blue bra and panty. And that's it. She's nothing more but eye candy. If you want to create a character in a sci-fi franchise, at least give her a real purpose. If not, get her out of the movie. For Christ's sakes. You see, this is what happens in movies these days. They always keep on taking tips to Michael Bay, you know. I always hated when Michael Bay, he always have beautiful, sexy women in his movies. But the problem is, they're just beautiful and sexy. They don't let him do anything. They just have him around as eye candy and nothing more. That's why if I ever do a story or a comic book, at least I have female characters who have purpose on what they're supposed to do. And not just standing around looking sexy or beautiful. Anyway, there might be a few hiccups on Into Darkness, but all in all, it is a dang good movie. So I give it a thumbs up for this one. Now let's get to the third and final Star Trek. The one I've been itching to review, and I finally get to scratch it. I mean, seriously. I've been itching for days. And that's my hip, not my butt. Whew. Star Trek Beyond. Beyond what? Actually, this was a good premise. And I like it. I mean, it's pretty much taken Star Trek to a whole new level. From out of nowhere, there is this space utopia where there's all these alien characters all together in peace. Kind of reminds me, I gotta check out that other sci-fi movie I heard a lot about, Valerian. Because that is based from a comic book, and I like to look it up. And I'll probably tell you a lot about it soon. But for now, let's get to Star Trek, shall we? they found a woman, an alien woman, and she has this device where she translates. And it turns out she's a double agent, and she put Starfleet into trouble. There's a group of ships that swarms like bees, and they all starts attacking Starfleet and kidnapping them and put them into slavery. And it turns out their head leader alien, him, the woman, and his lieutenant are all working together because the bad guy has a past himself. He was once a military soldier, and all of a sudden, he did well going into battle and wars, but sadly, when Starfleet took over, he lost his dignity as being a soldier, so they made him into a captain, and he hated that. And him and his crew ended up in another planet somewhere, and he turned himself into an alien along with his crew. And now he's trying to vow vengeance by killing all the Starfleet members and having his alien people attack the Federation Utopia area. But even though Kirk and Spock and all the other team, they all found themselves together with a little help of this alien here. Now she wants vengeance against him because her father was murdered by the bad guy. So she wants vengeance, and she found a ship that pretty much works a lot better than the Enterprise. And the only way they can defeat the whole swarms, they play that old rock and roll song, Sabotage! Sabotage! Yeah! The song was pretty catchy, I have to admit. So now, and of course they did tell Spock that the old version of himself had passed away. And I guess it was during the same time that Leonard Nimoy passed away as well. Sorry. I do get a little sad when it comes to actors I like, who I grew up admiring. Anyway, Captain Kirk decided to quit being the captain, and Spock decided to quit being the second in command and tries to go off on his own. But it turns out, with this whole situation going, they decided to stay together. And at the end, they had her be a new member of the Enterprise, of Starfleet. And sadly, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last of J.J. Abrams' work. And 1 out of 10, this was pretty good. I would give it I would say probably a 9. It's not all that good, but it was pretty, but it's great. It's a great movie ever made. I enjoyed it. I love it. And I think you guys should check this out too and enjoy it like I do. Well, that's my review of Star Trek. But of course, there's other things I gotta say to you folks. Since I heard a rumor that there's a new Star Trek series coming out called Star Trek Discovery, I hope it has a lot of good potentials for me to enjoy it. And hope it doesn't be a failure like Star Trek Enterprise went. But if you guys ever went to YouTube, there are some other Star Trek shows you should know about. Like I saw this computer animated fan-made video called Star Trek Spectre. I like it. It was really good. You should check it out. Oh, this Star Trek, which was pretty good. It's like a female Spock and female Kirk, except they both are the only people working, and all they do is transfer supplies and getting rid of garbage. And they're pretty much like engineers of their own ship. And then they made this one movie where they brought most of the cast from the original show called Star Trek of Gods and Men, which I have to say, it is a good one. You should check this one out. Go to YouTube. And of course, a lot of rumors I heard about this Star Trek Avatar? Whatever. It's supposed to take place of the story of the war between the Federation and the Klingons. This one I really, really like, and they outdone themselves, and now I heard there's a sequel coming soon. Star Trek Renegade. And I like it. It was really good. It's like showing the dark side of the Federation. There's a group of renegade officers. They are against the Federation, but their admiral and their admirals sent them to deal against a bigger threat who's about ready to destroy Earth. Now, these Star Trek remakes are really good, but this one I really like. I do enjoy them a lot on YouTube. Star Trek Continues. This one is a lot better adaptation. And this actor here who's playing Scotty, he is the son of the real Montgomery Scott. And this actor here, well, he's the creator of the show and plays Captain Kirk. And that's his girlfriend in real life. He has her around as a new character who is never in the show. Name, Dr. Ellis McKenna. Nice name. And of course, the set they use in this show, it's the same set they used from the original series. Wow. And of course, there's this other one. I say it's okay. It's not that great, but it's not bad. It's just, I'm just not that crazy about it. Star Trek New Voyage. Wow. There's a lot of fan-made Star Trek. It can choke a horse. So if you ever go to YouTube, you should look them up and check them out and have fun with them. You know, I've been thinking, since I did do a 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and I love Doctor Who more than Star Trek, I figure, what the heck? I mean, if you like this Star Trek review, please leave a comment down below, hit like, subscribe. Now, stay tuned, because my next review, I'm going to review Doctor Who 50th anniversary movie they made. And I love that Doctor Who movie more than anything in the world. And I might review it. And maybe do a little backstory about it, so I can explain to you all what Doctor Who is all about. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to tell Harry Potter and Doctor Strange a new one. Bye-bye, folks.